Hello students, this is part 5 of chapter 6 learning, class 11 psychology, and the topic for today is verbal learning. In this we will be talking about common methods of verbal learning and also the determinants of verbal learning. We human beings learn so much about the things around us. We give them names, associate these things with different activities, and in the process of our acquiring knowledge, we use words. We associate them with one another. Also, we use them meaningfully to convey our ideas and experiences as we interact with others. This type of verbal learning is limited to human beings. It is associated with acquisition, retention, and retrieval of verbal material. Also, learners play an active role in this. Psychologists they have developed different methods to study verbal learning in lab settings, and they also try to understand types of mental events that occur while learning verbal material. For this, variety of verbal materials are used, including nonsense labels, familiar words, unfamiliar words, sentences, and paragraphs. Now let's talk about the different methods used in studying verbal learning. In your course book, 3 methods are mentioned, and they are paired association learning, serial learning, and free recall. Let's try to understand these. The first one is paired association learning. As the name suggests, there is a pair. It involves 2 items. One item acts as a stimulus and the other one as a response to the same stimulus. Presentation of one word, that is the stimulus word, it evokes the response, the second word, that is the response word. This type of method is similar to stimulus-stimulus conditioning and stimulus-response learning. In this learning, items are so paired that when one is presented, the other is called. This method can be used to learn foreign language equivalents of mother tongue words. In that case, stimulus can be a foreign word and response can be an English word or vice versa. In this method, participants are told that they will be shown list of words 2 at a time and they are expected to remember the paired words. After this, learning trial begins. One by one stimulus words are presented and learner is expected to give correct response, and this continues till the learner gives all correct response words. Also, some nonsense labels from different languages can be used in the list. In this case, CVC words, consonant, vowel, consonant, they can act as a stimulus and the response can be a familiar word. An example of paired associate learning that all of us use every day is when we try to learn a new word, we try to pair the word itself with the concept it represents. The second method is serial learning. The task here is to memorize a list of items in the order in which they are presented. Most serial learning studies a procedure called serial anticipation, where one stimulus word is presented at a time and it acts as a clue for the next word. Then the second word is shown and it serves as a cue for the third one and so on. Serial learning occurs when students they attempt to learn school related material like learning of a periodic table, months in a year, planets, color in the rainbow, like that. Let's now talk about the third method, and that is free recall. In this method, participants are presented with list of words to remember and then they are tested and asked to recall list of words in any order. Words in the list may be related or unrelated. More than 10 words are included in the list. This type of method is used to study how participants they organize words for storing in memory. Also, it has been found that items placed in the beginning or in the end of the test are easier to recall than placed in the middle, which are more difficult to recall. Next time when you make a long grocery list, try to use free recall method and see how many number of items do you actually remember and how do you organize them, and also think of the ways you try to see relations between them. Our next topic is different determinants of verbal learning. In this, we will try to understand how different factors affect our verbal learning. The most important among them is the type of verbal material and its feature. If the material to be learnt is very lengthy and meaningless, will you find it easy to learn or difficult to learn? Sure, that will be a difficult task. Similarly, verbal learning is easy if the content is meaningful, when it is familiar to you, when you have frequently used it earlier, the one that you can relate to. Also, the number and kinds of associations will also help in verbal learning. If the list of material to be learnt is a lengthy one, learning time needed will be more. Also, lack of association between items that will make learning of the content difficult. The principle of total time is also very important, and according to this principle, fixed amount of time is needed to learn fixed amount of material. The more time it takes to learn, the stronger becomes the learning. Bosfield demonstrated experimentally that if participants are not restricted to serial learning method and allowed to give free recall, verbal learnings becomes organizational. In his experiment, he made a list of 60 words and included 4 categories in that, and they were names, animals, professions and vegetables. 15 words in each category. They were randomly presented to participants, and it was noted that participants recalled the words of each category together. He called this category clustering. This occurred because of the nature of the list. Participants, they organize words and items in their own individual ways and recall accordingly. This is called subjective organization. Verbal learning is usually intentional, but at times a participant learns some features of the words intentionally or incidentally, like words that rhyme together or having same vowels. Next time when you try to learn verbal material, try to look at the method you are using. What factors make it easy to learn or difficult to learn related to your learning? That will become more meaningful. It will help you further to learn your concepts better, and most importantly, you will enjoy your learning experiences. That's all for today. Hope you will find this useful. Thanks for watching.